Hey guys, kinggath here with some mod news. Today we're going to talk about Watchtower, our new Starfield creation we just launched last week. We've got lots of SS2 add-on packs to talk about, and Wes Johnson's Voiceapalooza is back next month, and we are doing a modathon again. So I want to talk about that and help you guys get the dates on your calendar so you can come cheer us on as we mod hardcore all weekend in June. All right, so before we get into that, of course, we got to thank our patrons. You guys are amazing. It is so cool to have such a big group of you guys along for the ride as we try and make modding kind of our full-time deal around here. It's like we eat, sleep, and breathe modding. You guys help to make that possible. I'm going to shout out a handful of you today. If you did join the Patreon recently and you don't hear your name, don't worry, I'll get to you in an upcoming video. So huge shout out and thanks to Buddy2021, Adam Bonnie Baby, No Spoons, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Ripe Waffles or Rip Waffles, like as in rest in peace waffles, but either way, shout out to Waffles. All right, let's get into the news. So Watchtower, if you guys are into Starfield, or if you want to try getting into Starfield, we just released Watchtower last week, and this creation has been a huge production over the last 6 months for us. We have been grinding away at it, really trying to make something special for Starfield. So it's got all sorts of stuff in there. Huge new quest line, orbital strikes you can do. You can take your other ships and turn them into a fleet. We've got new mechanics. We've got a station that you can dock all of your ships to and see all of your fleet crew wandering around on there. It is a huge project, and I think it really came together great. Players seem to be loving it. We're seeing lots of stuff, coverage on YouTube and whatnot. And I just did a full playthrough of the intro. So the first few quests that kind of introduce you to all the mechanics. I talk in depth about the mechanics and how you can engage in them more thoroughly, I guess. So if you want to try before you buy, in the sense of seeing all of what it's got to offer, I did a live stream. It's on my channel, several hours of me going in depth in it. You'll see all the quests that get played out at the beginning, etc. So you can really get a taste for what it's like. So go check that out and help support the journey around here to turn us into a full, proper game studio. All right, let's talk about Sim Settlements 2 add-ons. We have always got a ton of those, and the first one is one that I actually mentioned in last month's video in the description, but totally failed to talk about it, and that is because I accidentally closed the tab when I was preparing to record the video, and I didn't notice until too late. So this first one is Simple SS2 Shipments by Pra, and this lets you craft a bunch of shipment objects that make it easier to get started on future settlements. So those are going to be things like, for example, a shipment of the resources needed to start caravan services or a basic power plant, kind of the things that you need to get set up really quickly to build out a settlement, or also a territory. So it's got things for like the cost of a machine gun turret or the makeshift watchtowers, things you can build at your territory. So this will help you get up and running in your new settlements and territories more quickly, because you can kind of hang on to these, which weigh nothing, and just load up your inventory with all those so you're ready to go whenever you want to pop up a new location. So check out Simple SS2 Shipments by Pra. All right, next up, we have got Dynamic Furniture Store by Samutz. And Dynamic Furniture is actually another mod Samutz does, which has a bunch of furniture items that do cool stuff, like food will appear for people to eat and different clutter and things like that. Basically, it's when the tables or furniture, chairs, etc. are in use, they feel more reactive, feels like things are happening. And this add-on pack adds a 2x2 and 3x3 furniture store that will actually sell those pieces. So then you can buy those and then build them in your settlements. So this is a nice little way to integrate with some settlements if you like playing with the furniture store and getting access to your custom pieces through that. All right, next up, we've got a new UI mod for SS2 called SS2 Recreational Training Progress. This is one of two mods I'm featuring today by kumagabear. I think I'm saying that right. And these add some new MCM hotkeys to enable stuff. So this first one is the Recreational Training Progress, and this will add a new hotkey to pop up a menu that will show you all of the different people in your settlement that are training for their stats. So for example, intelligence training, agility training, etc. from the SS2 plots, and it'll show you how far along they are. Now, I'm not certain if this covers all settlements at once or if it's each settlement you have to go into to see the people from that, but either way, looks really slick, really nice. Then the second one is MCM Extra Hotkeys, also again by kumagabear, and this one adds a couple of hotkeys to deal with some of the stuff introduced in the Chapter 1 questline, specifically simply dropping a Mark 1 beacon and dropping the ASIM sensor scanner. So both of these are things that I think a lot of us would love to use more in our playthroughs, but we usually forget. And I'm saying we because I always forget too when I'm playing. So this will probably make it easier to put that into your gameplay loop without having to go into your inventory. You can set it up to, drop the scanner and then have a beacon come down as a way to make sure you're taking advantage of all the features of SS2. So go check out both of those HUD mods by kumagabear. And my apologies if I'm totally butchering that pronunciation. Would not shock me. All right, next we have a whole series of world repopulation contest entries. So the We Are Builders Discord server held a little unofficial contest for world repopulation cells. If you're not familiar with that system, it was introduced during Chapter 2. It's actually part of the base SS2 mod, and it makes it so that as players build up different settlements, they start inspiring other people to build up in the random homes throughout the Commonwealth. We have a lot of this concentrated in Concord, but there's also some available in Salem area and Lexington and a few scattered throughout the map. And over time, we'll be adding support for more regions throughout Fallout 4 so that you can feel like as you're building up in an area, you're encouraging the entire world of the Commonwealth to evolve. And so there are a handful of these contest entries, and I will leave a link to each of them in the description. So go check those out. They're really, really cool. All right, next up, we have MikesFallout flags. So this was a patch made by FieldCaptain. MikesFallout flags is actually made by another author who's listed as MikesFallout, which adds tons of flags to Fallout 4. So this patch, this SS2 patch, requires that mod as well. And there are all sorts of cool flags. There are a lot of Fallout factions. There's one, I believe, for every settlement. So all the settlements in the base game, probably in some of the DLC as well. And then a handful of mixed flags. And this SS2 patch by FieldCaptain turns them into SS2 supported flags. So that means the ones that you can select from the desks so that they change on all of your martial plots and on your municipal plots and any of the custom flags that you place down, the ones that are dynamic. So this is a patch to support that. So go check out MikesFallout flags SS2 patch by FieldCaptain. All right, now if you are a fan of Shady Motives and Trunks Malfunction, those are our charity mods that we've done the last 2 years during Voiceapalooza, and it is June, so it is Voiceapalooza time once again, and we're continuing with what we did last year, which is a stream where we take your suggestions on what we're going to build. Then a bunch of us modders get together at the end of the month and we stream our creation as we try and frantically build this thing over a couple of days. And once again, the wonderful Mr. Wes Johnson is joining us for this charity. He's going to voice a character in the mod again. So we're going to have another cool Fallout 4 mod coming for you guys with Wes Johnson starring as one of the characters. Now we are still picking the date for the initial stream where we do the polls. Tentatively, I say tentatively because it's not in stone yet, but it should be Saturday, June 14th. We should be doing that, but I will make a proper announcement on my channel in text form, and I'll tweet it out and put it all out there on social media just to confirm. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be the evening of Saturday, June 14th, but I will get back to you guys as soon as I know for sure. Wasn't able to lock it down with Wes yet because he will be joining me for that as well. Just like we did last year, we'll be taking your guys' suggestions for what kind of quests we're going to do, what kind of armor, what kind of weapon, etc. We've got the whole gang back again and a few new faces that we're going to be working with. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're going to build out an epic mod. What the dates that I do have for you guys are the dates we're actually building the mod, which are going to be June 28th and 29th. So the last weekend of June. Would love to have you guys come and tune in to support us as we grind away. And all of this, of course, for charity. We are raising money for the Alzheimer's Association and the Voiceapalooza charity that Wes Johnson is putting together. And we're hoping that we can beat last year's record. We raised a ton of money last year, and I'm hoping you guys can help us pull that off again. And in return, we're going to create you guys a really, really cool mod for Fallout 4. So join us for that next month. I'm really, really excited about it, and I'm mentioning it now because the next news video will be happening pretty much the day before the streamathon or the modathon goes on. So really kind of my last chance in a news video to tell you guys about this. So I am so excited for it. It's so much fun to do. It's even cooler now that Wes is on board with it and joining us and doing characters. It just makes it feel all the more exciting because we get to hear this voice from our childhood come in and bring a character to life. So hope you guys will join us for that. And with all that said, take care and enjoy the mods.